This could be for either or both of you. Just only having a couple goals from the D core so far in the playoffs. Is there a way that you guys can generate more? I know you've played. Now this is your second team that loves to have the puck and loves to make you guys defend, especially 5-on-5. But is there a way to kind of accentuate more offense from the D core?
Yeah, I think, we want to produce. Obviously, some are maybe expect more than others, myself included, to produce a bit more offense. I think our main goal is the D-core is to defend first, especially against high-octane teams, and not really force that offense, but getting up in the rush, joining late, and delivering pucks from the blue line, maybe getting bounces like that. But I think definitely we want to jump when the opportunity presents itself, because they're a team that their D get up and they jump, and you can catch them in transition maybe. So I think first and foremost is defending for us, but we definitely want to be able to contribute and produce that offense as well.
For both of you, what can you guys do better to deal with their forecheck and just get better breakouts? Obviously they present challenges. What do you have to do to counter that?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, they have a lot of speed on their team. I think limiting their speed throughout the neutral zone, trying to get holdups, and trying to give us a little bit more time breaking the puck out of the D zone, and I think we can talk a little bit more. And obviously, when teams are coming that hard and pressuring you with that type of energy, I think breaking down their forecheck with talking and puck moving and just trying to be a little bit more firm, and our execution can be a little bit better coming out of the D zone. So yeah, I think using our voices a little bit more and communicating is can be a big portion of that.
Vince,
Adam, you guys have had so much success in terms of bouncing back after losses, and especially after teams that you've lost to first. What can you say about Peter Laviolette and the way that he's implemented adjustments on a game-to-game basis and his approach to that?
Yeah, I think throughout the year we've done a good job of responding after losses. I think in playoffs, like you said, adjustments plays a big factor in that. But mentality and just realizing what you were lacking the game before, whether it's execution, urgency, and especially in the playoffs, those wins feel even better and the losses feel even worse. So I think just understanding that urgency and responding for a big game, and yeah, Lavi's done a great job of making adjustments and kind of watching and seeing what we were lacking, and coming out and being stronger in that portion of the game, the following game.
Keandre, kind of on the flip side of that, what about this team makes you guys so receptive to the adjustments and, makes you so capable of applying it the next game?
I think our practice habits have a lot to do with that. I think that's something Lavi specifically has implemented all year is our intensity in practices, and just to compete we try to bring every day, whether it's small drills where we compete white versus blue, and just little things like that. So I think the competitive nature has kind of grown from that aspect this year, and I think guys, like you said, I mean, when we have our backs against the wall in a loss like this, I mean, I think we respond usually pretty well, and I know the guys are all kind of antsy to get back out there and give them another shot tomorrow. So.
Ethan and Dan?
For either of you, Chris was saying last night that he felt there had to be a little more north-south movement with the puck. First of all, do you agree with that? And second, how can you guys do that, if so?
Yeah, I think, you hear the word simple a lot. I think it's, easy to say. I think they come at you real fast. They're got, their D, like I said, get up in the play and have those tight gaps. So, talking about those breakouts, I think almost the shorter it's on your stick, the better. I think, working on those 5-man units and just being able to, move up and down the ice as a group and, be able to kind of play a simple game in that sense. And, I think especially when they get up, they want you to bring it back and try and get through their neutral zone. So just get it behind them, get it on the forecheck, and it's kind of what they do. They try and get it behind you, get it on that forecheck, and then get it his own time. So I think using that and getting it behind their D and then getting our forecheck going is where we'll have success.
This could be for either of you guys, actually. I just wonder if perspective is important here, too, that it was a 1-0 game for a long time, and you're not happy today, but does that matter to you that it was still right there for you as you analyze Game 1 and look ahead to Game 2?
Of course. I mean, I think we all know in that locker room that a couple of bounces here, a couple of bounces there could have been a lot different story. Obviously, I mean, the second goal, I guess specifically, I mean, just a bad break. I mean, like I said, we had our chances. We had some good looks offensively. Obviously, didn't capitalize, but I still think we produced enough to score and make it a good game.
Okay, thanks, guys.
How do you handle games when maybe they don't go the way you want them to, and bouncing back and that mentality?
Yeah, it's a 7-game series for a reason. It's obviously last night didn't go the way we wanted, but it's about coming back stronger and fixing areas that we feel we need to be better at, and coming back tomorrow with a much better game.
I mean, you guys have had so much success bouncing back after losses, especially against teams, the same team. For both of you, could you just speak to how Peter Laviolette approaches the adjustments that he makes and implements, and how you guys are so receptive to it this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think all year he's been pretty good at making adjustments, and I think throughout the season we've kind of showed, when a game doesn't quite go our way, we're ready to go the next game, and especially, later in the season against that same team, we usually make the necessary adjustments, and the game usually ends up going our way.
For either of you, just how can the breakouts improve in Game 2?
Yeah, I think just keeping it simple, being a little bit quicker with our decisions, and just being a little bit cleaner with everything. It seemed like a lot of pucks were bouncing, and just weren't quite getting the execution that we know we're capable of making. So just trying to be a little bit more sharp.
For Barclay, Florida, I think, tied for fewest goals allowed in the league this year. So from your perspective, what is effective about the way that they defend? And then conversely, for you guys, what do you think you need to do more of or do better to generate a little more, gain a little more offensive zone time?
Yeah, I think it starts with the forecheck, kind of just making it harder for their D to get to the puck first, to make that first play, to get out of the zone. I think as forwards we can do a better job of getting on the D and creating turnovers, and then from there just trying to get more pucks to the net, making it harder on Bobrovsky. Obviously he's a good goalie. If he sees pucks, life sees he's going to make most of those saves. So just making life more difficult on him, and just trying to force them into turnovers, just to create the more overall zone time.
For both of you, really, but part of following up on the adjustment thing and making adjustments in games. One of the things that that he did last night was he put the lines in a blender and stuff like that. And I know that obviously you do that when you're down by a goal or whatever and trying to come back. But how hard is that to do, really, in terms of communicating with whoever it is that you're with on a given line for a particular shift, and especially if it's only for just one shift, and then maybe you're going to another line for the next shift?
I don't think it's too difficult. I think over the course of a year, you get used to playing with different guys, different situations, different lines here and there. So I think everyone's ready at all times to go with whoever, and just something we've been used to over the year.
Will, I think it was early in the second period. You got in alone a little bit on Bobrovsky, and it was Mikkola on a back check. Did he disrupt your shot there? And if you remember the play, I mean, is that one that you kind of think about because it was such a one goal game for as long as it was?
Yeah, obviously, I would have liked to score that one, but yeah, I kind of felt him on my back a little bit and on my stick, so maybe kind of rushed it, but just tried to get a good quality shot off with what I could.
Is that one you relive because it was so close to the game, or do you just move past it because it's just you have
I mean,
to?
yeah, you think about it for a little bit, but at the end of the day, the game's over. There's nothing I can do about it now, so just move on and focus on next game.